You are looking at happiness in all the wrong places. And we saw there were two big problems. One, coaches are not very confident in their skills as coaches. Second, they don't know how to monetize in an effective way. So she kept on saying that to her, money is come, I'm doing, money is coming, I'm doing. You won't believe what happened in 1 week. She calls me. Every time I don't have a great experience with someone, I just ask myself that what was I expecting? Where was I not unconditional with this person? If I was unconditional, no one, no person, no relationship can hurt me, put me in anger, shame, guilt, or any kind of problem. Yoga is a science on which has 8 limbs. Okay, and what are the 8 limbs? They're yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. Okay, so when I use my body and I centered my mind, now my mind is ready to take commands. Now my mind is ready to internalize affirmations.
यार आजकल के नेगेटिविटी और कंफ्यूजन से भरे जमाने में हर किसी को एक लाइफ कोच की सख्त जरूरत है एंड आई हैव ब्रॉट एन अमेजिंग पर्सन फॉर यू जो लाइफ कोचेस क्रिएट करती है. She is a coach for life coaches. She is none other than Beena Shrivastav Sahai. She's a really popular coach. Just look her out on Instagram and you will see the amazing content and the amazing value that she's creating in people's lives. She is on a mission to help life coaches hit $5,000 monthly revenue with skill expansion and organic marketing. So, if you are a life coach or aspire to be one, this is the podcast for you because she has broken down her journey, every single tactic that she learned, she applies, and that she is actively sharing with her community members to create amazing income with organic marketing, how to improve your relationship with money, how to have that entrepreneur mindset, and a lot of business skills and hacks. So be ready with your notepad and pen. Take a lot of notes, share them in the comments with your learnings, experiences, and emotional connects because this is Convo with Ayush, and you are going to learn how to turn your skill of being a life coach into a full blown entrepreneurship journey and a successful business. Sit through the entire podcast with full focus, take notes, share it in the comments, and share it with people who need to learn these arts of building a business using organic marketing. Learn and enjoy. Hello, Veena. Welcome to Convo with Ayush. How are you feeling?
I am super excited to meet you because you are making so many people feel special. You are really using your talents. You are using your life as being a blessing in this world for so many. So that makes me really excited that I'm with someone who is really following divine work in this world.
Oh my God. ये तो reverse हो गया. Like you are actually very precise, very good with words. I'm a little like flattered now. Thank you. But for the people who are seeing you for the first time, so who is Beena Shrivastav? Because I know you're into a lot of modalities. आपने बहुत कुछ सीखा हुआ है. And मैं बहुत सारी चीजों के बारे में जानना चाहती हूँ. Like how did it happen और ये कैसे होता है and what changes it brings into a person. So let's start with who you are first. Then देखते हैं कि आपकी life में क्या क्या हुआ.
Yes. So I'm Beena Shrivastava. I'm mother of 2 little kids and I'm wife to an army officer. And for professionally, I am a life coach and a business coach. So I'm helping now life coaches to scale their businesses to 7 figures of impact and income. So both is very important, and I'll share with you soon why it is so important. And yeah, so if you wanted to know my journey apart from this, so how it all started was just like every Indian girl, we get married and we want to do something in our life is what we've been told as we grow. Beta bade hona, kuch acha karna, kuch acha banna. So in that process of making, like being a good daughter and being a good wife, sometimes we forget who we are and what do I want for myself in my life. So, in order to be a good daughter at the age of 19 itself, I wanted to help my father, and I became independent very soon. So, I actually helped him financially in many ways. Like, we are a family of four sisters. So, I'm the third one. So, in UP, they say, Are, char betiyan hai, shadi kaise hogi, and all that, all of that. So, my father used to be very pressured about this fact that he has four daughters, and he had a lot of hopes on me, so that this daughter of mine will do something really incredible. And that pressure I took so deeply within myself that it was actually crushing me to take actions. It
Mm.
was so overwhelming that I was not able to actually put myself into work. But then वही होता है that we don't give up, and when there's so many hopes. So at the age of 19 I started working. I helped my father with two of my elder sisters weddings, and by when I was 23, I had lost both my parents by then. So I had a younger sister. I was working in Gurgaon, and at that point I was working with a lot of fashion brands. I was in the fashion industry earlier. So and it was one of the best companies I was placed with. So at the age of 23, my younger sister was 18 at that time when my father passed away. And so, I had to manage my living in Gurgaon and taking care of my younger sister who was still in school, and two of my elder sisters were married by then. So that's how life was. And uh, fortunately, I was so good, and my problems made me very, very strong. I was so independent. At the age of 25, I was traveling all over the world, and I was working with the best of the brands in the world. And unfortunately, I really kept encouraging my younger sister, but she did not do so well. She did not take complete responsibility of her life. So, and in this journey, somewhere I was getting really, because you're different as a parent and you're different as a sister. I was also young. I also didn't know how to handle all of that, and life used to seem very chaotic. Ki, इसको समझ क्यों नहीं आता, why can't she be more responsible and all of that, how it is in siblings. So ऐसे करते करते then I found the love of my life and we got married. My husband is really a gem of a person, and again then people don't say that you take responsibilities. We start taking a lot of responsibility. Now, being in the army, and I then soon after I got married to him, I started my own business. I collaborated with some of the biggest fashion brands in the world, and life has its lessons. So I really went to the peak where everybody in the industry started to know me, and things were happening really well. But my son was born and he was having two holes in his heart. It is called a symptom where impure and pure blood gets mixed. And so there can be complications, health related complications when he was born. And I was also an ambitious person. From the age of 19, I was so independent. So I just saw that I don't know how things are going to happen. I didn't wanted to take a lot of business because my son really required a lot of attention. He was not supposed to be taken out of the house even, because if infection catches, it could go
Mm.
grave with them. So like 24 into 7, I was with him and taking care of him. And business, I was also at the peak at that time. So everything was going parallelly, and I just decided ki yaar, now and my son started to recover. Of course, by the end of first year, he got recovered, and we were
Mm.
very happy about that. So I decided, yaar, kya karna? My husband is in the army. If I have to work and expand this business, which I have, it's thriving currently. And if I have to do this business, I have to be here in Delhi. If I have to be with my husband, then I have to leave this and be with him in small, small places wherever he gets posted. And then I thought, ki, matlab, it's not about me, it's about my son. How can I keep him away from his father? So I decided, nahi, family comes first. Just like all Indian girls, we always give priority to our family. And I just decided, no, not for him. He should have both. His mother and father both should be with him. So I decided to leave my career, and I thought कि ठीक है ऐसे ही कोशिश करके देखेंगे. मतलब in a way I was satisfying myself internally by saying these words. But I knew in my hearts of hearts कि ऐसे नहीं होगा. So I just left it and I started going to small places with him. And just as I had thought, it did not happen. And I tried a lot, but it was not working out. So I just realized that I'll have to stop. So by then, my son was already 4 years old, and I thought maybe now it's time to get a little free. And then my husband thought, no, 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 we should have two kids. So again, there was this roller coaster ride. Then my husband had to do his post graduation because he's a doctor. So they have to do with their PG they have to study further to become a specialist. So then I thought, अच्छा अभी 3 साल और उनको भी देना पड़ेगा because he has to study. If he is studying means 24/7 he is busy. So if I don't know whether you have seen their life closely, but if you're a doctor's wife, when they are studying, you have to become their mother. If you become their wife, then your relationship will go for a toss. At least in those 3 years when they are studying their post graduation. तो मुझे समझ आ गया कि यार आई हैव टू बी हिज मदर आई कांट बी हिज वाइफ बिकॉज देन माय ओन लाइफ विल कम फॉरवर्ड right I will start prioritizing myself. I have to keep myself in the back foot right now because he needs me. And that's how I did, just like always we do. The 3 years went there and we were blessed with a daughter. But somewhere in this whole journey of 6 7 years, I constantly was unhappy. So everyone was happy, but I was not happy.
Because you were not fulfilling your inner potential. And you
Yeah.
knew that.
And honestly, when I was saying कि नहीं नहीं, as a good mother I have to do this, नहीं नहीं, as a good wife I have to do this, वो मैं superficially बोल तो रही थी, but I was not able to internally live it. Like if I've taken a decision, I should have been happy doing it, no?
Right.
कि ठीक है मेरा ही तो डिसीजन है. Now I should be happy being in this space. No, I should be proud of the fact that I'm a good mother. I should be proud of the fact that I'm a good wife. I'm supporting my husband. But in reality, it was not like that. I was miserable every single day. And I saw that ऐसा मेरे साथ ही हो रहा है और लोग भी होते हैं ऐसे. Like maybe I am somebody, alien in this planet or what, that I feel so lost and I feel identity crisis, that who am I, what am I doing, and all that story. So I called one of my colleagues. Like she was very senior to me at that time also, and when she spoke to me, where is that girl? Like where is that old Beena who would laugh like 10 times in a minute? वो कहाँ गई वो ना? So I said that, and then I started crying and I told her, I'm so miserable. I'm so unhappy in my life. But what happened? Is your husband not good? Is your children not okay? Like you have a good family, you have two kids. I said, yeah, like it really looks like a dream life on the surface. It looks like I have a great husband. It looks like I have two good children. But I don't know. I'm just so miserable. I'm not at all happy. And she said that, what is your definition of happiness? And I said, because I don't have a career, who am I? I have to ask for 500 rupees also from my husband if I have to spend it. I don't like this life. I sponsored my own entire marriage at the age of 25. I did my younger sister's marriage at the age of 27. I bought a house for myself at the age of 28. At 34, I am totally dependent on someone, and I just cannot, I just cannot internalize this. So she said that, Beena, you are looking at happiness in all the wrong places. What do you think? Your career is you? I said, yeah, I think like that, because when you are in your career and you're doing great, people give you a lot of respect. I think that's how the world functions, isn't it? And who doesn't like respect? Everybody likes. So you mean to say that our mothers were not working, we should not respect them? No, no, we should respect them, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know why I am so unhappy. So she said that because you have not given any foundation to your life. Okay, so I was like, what do you mean by that? I don't even get it. So she said, you won't get it because we were never taught that. And she said that you really have to ground yourself. And at that point, my husband's post graduation had finished at that time, and we moved to Agra from Kolkata. And when I stepped here in this city 5 years back, one promise that I made to myself was that I will make myself so happy. I don't know how, but I just took a decision that I will be very, very, very happy in my life, and God will show me a path. And I will not stop till the time I don't find that path, that, how will this happen to me? So I decided, let me ask questions from people who are more wiser than me, who've seen more life. But I really want to go with someone. I don't want to talk to my sisters, because then, I don't want to talk to my friends, because they will always say, "पता है तेरे पति की वजह से, पता है तेरे इसकी वजह से, तेरे उसकी वजह से." No, I don't want that, because I know that's not the reality. There is something in me which needs to be cleaned. And I actually called this mentor of mine, this lady she was already a spiritual guru at that point, because she had some grave problems that she had faced in her life at one point. So she became very spiritual. And she said that you have to, and I asked, how do I now give foundation to my life? I really want to understand. So she said, you have to start from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. I said, what? So, yeah, 2,500 साल पहले दी थी, किसी ने पढ़ी? तुमने पढ़ी? क्या सिखाया उसे? पढ़ा तुमने? इम्बाइब किया? इंटरनलाइज किया? तो मैंने कहा नहीं. So she said, let's start that. And every week I would meet her and she would teach me Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. I started, and my body was very weak. I had created hypertension in my body till that time because of all that clutter. Because every disease starts from the mind first. When you're not happy, your body responds with different chemicals. So from there, she took me on a beautiful journey where every week I was shattering. Something was getting broken in me, and something was getting like I was really changing as a person, and I just clinged to her. So we read the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and then we started with Bhagavad Gita. We finished Bhagavad Gita, then we started Ashtavakra Gita, and we finished doing all of that. She made me write forgiveness notes. She made me write so many things.
So, what was your new definition of happiness then?
So yeah, that's the story that is yet to be evolved. So every week my definition was changing. Every week my perspective was changing. So I realized in my journey that we gave definitions to being a great mom. We gave definitions of being a great wife. We internalized it from somewhere. But did I know who I am? So every person has different values. Some of my friends are totally homemakers. They're not working, but they're very happy people because they have different set of values and they're aligned with that. So I realized when people are not aligned with their values, they become miserable. And when people are aligned with their values, something starts to spark within them. So I started asking questions to myself. What are my values? I borrowed values from my mother. My mother left her career for her children. So I thought I will be a good mother if
I did.
Model her. That way was not working. Her values were different. My values were different. And then when I started looking at my journey, I healed myself. I thought, is it my problem only, or a lot of people are like me? And when I started talking to people authentically, I said, yeah, this is such a common story. And that is when I started to think that can I do so? And when I used to coach them through my own whatever I was learning, they would say, oh, you are, and the way you explain it's so beautiful, it connects to me, I can feel it. And then I thought, hey, there's something right I am doing, which is helping these ladies. And I thought, do people do it professionally? I didn't even know that life coaching is an entire industry back then. And I started researching and I found that life coaching is one of the fastest growing industries in the world.
Yes.
And there's an entire science of NLP where we program our mind, and there's so many tools. So I decided, chalo, let me now become a professional coach. So I started taking certifications. So I took a lot of certifications, NLP, and this life coaching from multiple people.
You're also a Reiki grandmaster.
Yeah. So then after all of that, I did breath work. Breath work again, because some of my answers were not like, were still there, questions were still there. So I did breath work. Then after that, I did some healing modalities also, like Reiki, Ho'oponopono, and all of that. So after doing all of these modalities, I could really help people in an effective way, that, and I could really relate to why people behave the way they behave, why people think the way they think, why two different people in same situations. One says, where did I live my life? I never lived my life, only kept on living for others all my life. One will say in the same situation, क्या life जी मैंने मजा आ गया, you know. So these two different experiences, when two people are living the same life, was a big question mark. And that is when I was doing all of this, I started exploring human mind. And I realized that, oh my God, this is a vast ocean. And then I started helping a lot of people. And I saw that, yes, people are getting results. And I was very, very, very happy doing that. But I felt that, yeah, if I want to move to the next level, if I want to impact more people, how do I do? I thought, let me expand this now, reach out to more people. And I realized, to reach out to more people, I need more money. And I did not have more money, because all the money I had invested in learning all of this.
Yeah.
So
And this is the
again,
story of many of the coaches even now.
yes, exactly. So this is a common story. And so again, I saw, oh my God, there's so many people
Big
like
common.
me. They all want to help so many people, but they don't know what is the roadmap. We don't have the money to give in Facebook ads. Then how do we do it? So then that is where I and Sunny met, and we started exploring the best systems in the world, and we found Russell Brunson's high ticket organic marketing is the best way. So we integrated that in our system. Then we saw there were two big problems. One, coaches are not very confident in their skills as coaches. Second, they don't know how to monetize in an effective way. They are
Yes.
running 5,000 rupee programs, which is totally burnout model of working. High ticket will give them the power to expand their impact also. So in this material world, when we are operating, we have to first evolve to a certain level. And when we evolve to that level, that is when I say, now I'm ready to dissolve. Now I'm ready to renounce. Now I'm ready to, when I've tasted it all, when I'm not in any kind of lack, when I have the confidence that whenever I want, I can recreate it, and you start aligning yourself in that energy. When you are aligned in that space, everything you attract, by the virtue of not what you want, the virtue of who you are. So today, if I decide to take a break for 6 months, I'll be fine, because I know after 6 months, I can come back and start again and I will have the same results. But for us to reach that level, there is some work that we have to put in, so that we evolve as a soul, we evolve as people. And once we evolve as people, everything automatically starts to come in our life. And I realized in my journey what is happiness. I realized when you are so much full in yourself that you are not looking for anything from anyone for your own self. When you are not looking at your husband and thinking, I wish he says, I love you, Beena. When you're looking at your son and you're thinking, he says, Mom, you're a great mom. When you're looking at your client and thinking that I wish he says that I'm a great coach, all you want is to give them unconditionally. So much so that all your focus and attention is on giving. Giving in the most purest space of your intention. That is true happiness for anyone in the world. As long as I have my begging bowls, you know, I tell a lot of women who have conflicting relationships with their in-laws, a lot of them have, always says, अच्छा आप हमेशा बोलते हो उन्होंने ये किया उन्होंने ये किया उन्होंने ये किया उन्होंने ये किया आपने क्या किया व्हाट डिड यू डू मैंने तो सब कुछ किया आई डिड एवरीथिंग दैट अ ग्रेट डॉटर इन लॉ वाइफ हैड टू डू आई गॉट नथिंग I said the only thing you did wrong here was you could not drop your bowl of expectation of love from the other person. That is the begging bowl we carry. And the day we start throwing away that begging bowl in our life and we say, oh Lord, I am doing this task not for this person, but in the love of your name, in your love. And then there is no anger, there is no expectation, there is no regret, there is no shame, there is no expectation. So then, after that, whatever comes back to you, you cultivate prasad buddhi, which is very beautifully explained in Bhagavad Gita. Once you've done something in the name of Lord, फिर वो इंसान रेलेवेंट नहीं होता है फिर जो भी आपको मिलता है दैट इज प्रसाद and that you have to accept with grace and dignity because you don't know from where it will come. When somebody comes and gives you so much, तब तो हम question नहीं करते ना इसने मुझे इतना क्यों दिया इतना प्यार क्यों दिया इसने मुझे पर जब नहीं देते that is when we question why he didn't give me so much of love. I gave him so much. I gave him my entire life. I gave him all the things that I loved the most for myself in my life. And yet, I did not receive it back. You did not receive it back because your love was not of the purest form of love.
Nice.
It is not necessary that you will receive it back from the same person.
This I've heard a lot.
Yeah. So all you have to do is to reflect. Every time I don't have a great experience with someone, I just ask myself that what was I expecting? Where was I not unconditional with this person? If I was unconditional, no one, no person, no relationship can hurt me, put me in anger, shame, guilt, or any kind of problem.
Wow, that was very deep. But this is more like, yeah, it happens when you're not in depth of relationship with yourself. तो बाकी सब जगह भी वो खराब होती जाता है. But many of the coaches face these problems that they are not attracting the right clients or they're not able to implement the way they should because their relationship with money is not strong enough. And this is a feedback and a thing that I've heard recently a lot. So ऐसी क्या चीजें होती है, like what, how can we improve a relationship with money as a coach, या फिर ऐसी क्या steps हमें लेना चाहिए that we can do better as a coach or as a
Yeah.
leader?
I think this is the question that made me write my book 7 Steps to 7
Oh.
Figures because I really want that if you really operating in this world, you have to have a beautiful relationship with money. Okay. Now, where did this come that money is not a great thing? Or let's say if Ayushi, you have to ask me 1 lakh rupee, okay? Do you feel contracted? How can I ask 1 lakh rupee from this person? Now, this contraction itself means your energy somewhere is not in the right space. क्यों बचपन में बोला था ना पेरेंट्स नहीं 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 पैसे नहीं मांगना नो 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 इट्स नॉट अ गुड थिंग इट्स नॉट अ गुड थिंग टू आस्क फॉर मनी फ्रॉम पीपल पैसे के पेट पे उगते हैं
So how do we change it?
You have to work very hard to earn money.
Big one.
ना आसान नहीं होता पैसे कमाना अब हमारे पेरेंट्स ने ये डायलॉग ऐसे ही बोल दिए थे they didn't know what is the repercussion of these dialogues. So the reason when somebody said, I just internalized as a baby that yaar, money is not a good thing to ask. It's not a good thing to ask for money. So when I'm doing my sales pitch, And I'm asking my client, listen, I charge 3 lakh rupees for my program. Before the client judges you, you start judging yourself. इसको ज्यादा तो नहीं लगेंगे. I hope I'm not asking for too much. She will think I'm a very materialistic person. I'm a coach. I'm doing divine work. I'm healing somebody. How can I charge money for for helping people with emotional issues? Why not? If you are helping someone to take them out of emotional issues, do you think because of their emotional issues, their life is getting affected even in their career?
Definitely.
अगर वो mentally emotionally fit होंगे तो they can go out and perform in their best space, they can multiply their source of income, they can double their package in this internet world, they can multiply and be creative and earn so much of money in so many ways. But your own fears are projecting on others, you are projecting your fears on other people. Like, I'll give you a small example. There was a girl who came to me in my call and she said that, Beena di, mera to na abhi open heart surgery hua hai 1 month back. And I have taken loans from people. And I still have to repay that debt. For 4-5 lakhs, I have to. How can I give you 2 lakh rupees for your fees? I really want to do it. I said, if you really want to do it, go and ask from the universe that show me a path. How can I arrange the money to do this program? So now, so one of my like colleague, that point, she said, "Yeah, you were so straightforward with this person. You said that you just didn't start, like you were not empathetic with her that she had an open heart surgery and she's already in debt." So I said that what makes you feel that if she just had a surgery, she can't arrange for 2 more lakh rupees? What is making you think that she can't be more resourceful? When you're an entrepreneur, you have to be stretching your personality to become more resourceful. I didn't wanted to make that girl handicapped. I wanted her to be resourceful. So rather than giving her a concession, I gave her one exercise. I said, देख एक ही promise करके जा आज call पर से, for the next 1 week, you will only say money is coming and I am joining this program. That's the only promise I want from you. And you keep on repeating this for 1 week. Let's see what happens. Test करके देखते हैं ना. So she said, okay. She was a very enthusiastic girl and she said, yeah, I will do this. So she kept on saying that to her, money is come, I'm doing, money is coming, I'm doing. You won't believe what happened in 1 week. She calls me and she says, Meenati, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah. Is it possible that two of us come together and we join your program? And we'll pay you your fee. I said, देख offer एक ही बनवाऊंगी तुम दोनों का. You will be partners? She said, yeah, we'll be partners in this program. I said, okay, you're most welcome. So what did she do? She became so resourceful. She started reaching out to people. She found someone who was in a similar journey to like hers, and he was also failing. They both came together. They joined the program, and they're already now making their 7 figures. They're already hitting the numbers.
Wow.
So this is how magic happens. It is never about money. It is about your desire being big enough. And our own mind brings a lot of blocks. कैसे होगा? Doubts आते हैं, fears आते हैं. All you have to do in an entrepreneur's journey is to fall in love with the unknown. So if our doubts are coming to keep us safe, which is our primitive brain, okay? Our primitive brain always will come कि अंधेरे में मत जाना, कुछ गड़बड़ हो सकता है. है ना, कोई अटैक हो सकता है. So that primitive brain is coming to keep us safe. So what do we need to do when doubts and fears are coming? We need to love that fear a little bit. I understand you, my primitive brain coming in to keep me safe so that I don't go and burn my money with someone, okay? But I know that some magic is about to happen in my life and I don't want to have regrets. I want to give that one great shot to my life. And once you start saying that with loving your fear at the same time and walking on your journey together, that is an entrepreneur's journey where you can actually walk in a space of possibilities that I'll make it happen. This is going to happen. Wherever I go, when I was student, I was there. I would just right now focus on being the best student here. Wherever I go in my, like even in my mentors community, I just focus there on being the best student at that time. And when I'm working as a coach, I just focus on being a great coach. And by the virtue of being that way, you start becoming really great at what you're doing. And then magic starts to happen. Like Swami Vivekananda says it so beautifully. When you're starting something, go and do it with childlike enthusiasm. Go and play the game. See, when we are playing a game, we are just enjoying the process. We are not thinking, मैं हार जाऊंगी कि जीत जाऊंगी,
Very
right?
key part.
So that is the enthusiasm and joy and creativity is what you need to bring when you're doing your work. And when you start enjoying that unknown trajectory, you start playing it. That is when your journey really becomes magical. That is when you are really truly practicing Bhagavad Gita. When you are so detached to the outcome. एंड जिस दिन हार गए उसका ठीक है यार आज वाला गेम हार गई कल जीत जाएंगे आई विल कम विद बेटर प्रैक्टिस
Wow,
यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट
brilliant.
what happens is most of the times we make it too hard and too big in our mind we don't approach our work as a game
Mm, yeah.
so it is all about that
This happens, I think, with almost everyone at some point of time when they start taking things so seriously that they're in the trap, in the loop that we have to do this, we have to do that, but they're not focusing on the mindset part. And then again, my mentors also keep reminding me that this is a mindset game. Focus more on that. So my next question was like, what is the mindset of a high ticket coach or a crorepati rather, a millionaire? So how do we get to that mindset? What are the values, the qualities, the personality, or the version that a person becomes when they could be called that?
so now the after like sitting in room where some of the top people are sitting one thing that I've deeply learned, and I also try to integrate it all the time for myself, is that I will make it happen. Okay, even after, like, let's say there was a like our first milestone. So after hitting the first milestone, you give a second milestone. Believe me, who you were in that first step, you have to be a different person in the next phase.
Be the second.
You have to be a different person in the third phase. Are you really ready to be that new person? Number one question. You can't be the same person and have different results. You can't be taking the same amount of risk and have different results. Your risk taking appetite will increase. It's like a muscle. So the more you will do, the more it will get better. Okay, so at one point, I could just take a risk of 5 lakh rupees in my life. Today, I can take a risk of 20 lakh rupees in my life. But if I remain the same person and say, नहीं 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 5 लाख से ज्यादा का रिस्क नहीं ले सकती, I will not have new results. I will have to become a new person who can take risk of 20 lakh rupees, right? And that is when I really become this new person and I start getting new results. Second, I have really understood this very beautifully is that you have to approach your work with this mindset that if this will not happen, then I will see where did the flaw happen. I'll improvise it and I'll get better. I will see if this system is not working, then which system is working. I will integrate that and I will make this thing happen. So, in order to be that person, you are playing a chess game. You are planning your moves and you are planning it in such a way that you are making calculated risk and at the same time you are pushing your boundaries also. So it is like this that you have to be in that space where you can take risk. You are ready to say if this doesn't happen, I will try 5 more things and we will make it happen. I'll keep trying. Like there's a beautiful quote which says, I'll go from success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Without losing enthusiasm. So I have to keep my enthusiasm going and I will keep trying new things till the time I don't reach where I want to reach. That is the second mindset. The third is that Why people become miserable while walking in their journey of growth is because they really get too involved in the process. Like, yes, we have to be involved in the process, but you have to also know when to zoom out from the movie. When do you have to see your own life as a movie? When do you have to see that chapter, that particular event that shook you as a chapter of your life, as this episode of my life? And after this, a new episode is coming. So that practicing of detachment is so important. That is why when you become successful, or you failed at some things, you are still equanimous in both the spaces.
Wow, very powerful.
Most of the businesses, if you see Ayushi, the owners have gone bankrupt couple of times and they
Yes.
came back again,
Again, yeah.
right? That is the space where success and failure becomes actually irrelevant. You actually start looking at it. Acha, in this game, this happened. And the
Amazing.
fourth and the last thing is that looking at everything as a divine lesson. What I mean by that is that when we came into this world, we were not promised that you will get everything as you want. It will be a great journey. There will be heartbreaks when we are in life. Okay, God never promised us that everything will be perfect, ekdam rosy, rosy. So when failures are happening, when heartbreaks are happening, can you see that as a divine lesson and ask yourself, what did I learn from this? And learn and integrate in such a way that it is not damaging to yourself. Like I see a lot of people when they are cheated by some of their closed ones, they say, यार दुनिया ना मतलब ही है. यार बहुत बहुत clever or mean लोग होते हैं. Now, what is this doing is, okay, you took a lesson, but is this lesson making your life better?
Hmm.
No, it is depleting your life. It is making your subconscious feel that this world is not a safe place
Safe
to be.
place. Yeah. So the
So
story matters as well.
the story matters. So the day you are cheated by someone, show your mind 100 places, 100 people, 100 events where you were supported by someone.
Wow. Damn powerful. Whoa. Amazing analogies, great suggestions, amazing insights. So now, before we start the rapid fire round, and just what all things do you teach in your community, and any crazy case study? Because I know there must be many. So any crazy case study that you can share? So about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so what all we cover is we give triple certifications to our client. One is you become a certified life coach. Second certification is NLP practitioner, so you become a certified NLP practitioner. Third is brain mastery. You start decoding people's personalities, so you became a brain expert. Then I also teach breath work, which is one of the most beautiful ancient sciences, which is one of the limbs of yoga, which is not very widely popular, unlike
Yeah, please
asanas.
elaborate a little on that. What exactly is breath work?
Yeah. So breath work is like, when we talk about yoga, we only think there are some asanas that we have to do. That's the first picture that comes to mind. Whereas yoga is a science on which has 8 limbs. Okay, and what are the 8 limbs? They're yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. Okay, so out of these 8 limbs, only one has been publicized and monetized and
Hmm.
propagated. But what happened to the balance 7? Because we were given an integrated holistic science of living foundation for our life, which we did not take forward. So pranayama is one of the limb, which is breath work. Okay, now what happens and why do we need to do? Let's say, Ayushi, you are really in a panic state, you are stressed. No matter how much gyan I give you will not internalize it.
Hmm.
People talk about affirmations करो, ये बोलो, वो बोलो, नहीं होगा affirmation. कुछ नहीं बदलेगा आपके लाइफ में. Why? Because when you are running in a jungle to save your life from a lion behind you, somebody gives you gyan, you will say, just keep your mouth shut, yeah, I'm very busy solving my problem.
Right.
Isn't it? That's what
जब
you'll
तक
say?
state change नहीं होगा तब तक.
Absolutely. So our mind and body are one system. Okay. When our mind is hijacked, when our mind is not in our control, which is not in control for 95% of the world, we have to use our body to bring our mind in the right state. Okay. And how do we do that? When you are stressed, your breath is shallow, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're totally very relaxed, your breath is deep. Have you noticed that?
Yes, correct. This is
So
the
when my
basis of basically all kinds of.
right. So when I am stressed, I have to change the breathing pattern. And with the change in my breathing pattern, I will put my mind automatically into a relaxed state. So I'm giving a command to my mind with my breath that you are relaxed. Okay. So when I use my body and I centered my mind, now my mind is ready to take commands. Now my mind is ready to internalize affirmations. So there are a set of 8 spiritual breathing techniques which I teach, and every technique is followed by spiritual affirmations. So when you start doing this as a lifestyle, you totally start to program yourself. Now, NLP also teaches mind programming, but the way breathwork teaches is like really deep and scientific. NLP has become popular because all our scriptures went to Americans and Europeans, and
Hmm.
from there they formulated systems. And then when something gets labeled with a stamp from
But
America,
yeah,
then we want to follow it all. But originally it started all from us,
all
from
from
India.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you do it this way, then you really understand how you actually program your. And of course, I'm not saying that NLP is any less, or I am also teaching NLP, but you as a person, as a coach, should understand the foundations very well. You as a specialist to know, should know which tool I need to use where for my patient. That is when you become a specialist and not a generalist.
Right.
So breath work comes, and then when you are at one time you are becoming a great coach, you are polishing your skills. On the other side, we help you to set up foundations for your business, like your positioning in the market, your social media, how should be your pitch, how do you sell high ticket, what should be your program structure, how do you take your client in a 12-week journey, how do you really bring changes in your client's life. So the only thing matters is your client's results. And are you as a coach asking, like I ask myself, is my client getting results? Yes. Is my client's client getting result? Are you asking that to yourself? So when you go to that extent where you're asking, are your clients getting results, is when you're really trying to do something good. And you're trying to go a little extra in their journey, extra handholding, giving more. So all our focus should be on giving 99% of the times, and the coming happens by the virtue of us giving. And of course, there are tools and steps and strategies. Now, for me, Bhagavad Gita is the foundation. When I teach marketing in my sessions, also every time my Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 is here, always on my desk. And every concept I try to bring an analogy from Bhagavad Gita, because I know that Krishna was such a great marketer. He had logic for everything. Yeah, he could have given all that the gyan to Arjuna right in the beginning. ये सब लड़ाई करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं था. He knew everything. हाँ, तो but he created that situation. He actually did not give ज्ञान to Arjuna till the time he didn't fell flat on his feet. भगवान मुझे बताओ क्या करना है. He was a great warrior. He was a yodha, very very shurveer, paramveer. But when did he fall flat on his face? When he saw उनको ना, जब ये लड़ाई हो रही थी तो कृष्णा ने बोला तो मैं ना आगे लेके चलता हूँ. तो he took his chariot at the center of the field. सेंटर ऑफ द फील्ड में ले गए, और सेंटर ऑफ फील्ड में ले जाने से क्या हुआ, कृष्णा को अर्जुना कुछ एक्चुअली से सामने कौन है, एग्जैक्टली क्लियरली देयर फेसेस वर देयर, लाइक ही सॉ माय टीचर्स, माय ब्रदर्स, people whom I love, they are in front of me. How can I kill them? How can I kill them? He started crying. He said, मैं ये लड़ाई लड़ने से अच्छा मैं मर जाऊं तो बेटर है. Isn't that what happens in real life?
So true.
Because the maximum issues come from the closest of the people. बाहर वाले थोड़ी ना तंग करते, घर के लोग करते हैं, वही हर्ट कर पाते हैं जो आपके क्लोज होते हैं.
Then even more ourselves, like ज्यादातर issues तो हमारे खुद के होते हैं, not even borrow from others.
हमें नहीं पता कहाँ से आया. When he created a need for Arjuna to ask, that then when he started crying, मुझे बता दो, मुझे नहीं लड़ना, ये वो, then when he became desperate, then he disclosed all the ज्ञान. तो पहले भी दे सकते थे ना, उसी टाइम क्यों दिया when he was crying? So are you as a coach creating demand enough, that much of desperation in your client? I don't tell my program prices to people. जब तक 3 बार कोई मुझसे कॉल पे नहीं पूछते क्या चार्ज करते हो आप, प्लीज बता दो, तब तक मैं नहीं बताती.
Amazing. Wow, now I'm very intrigued to know more and more about your tactics. But उसके लिए तो
So you need to check the hunger of the person. Are you hungry enough to learn? If you're not hungry, even if I tell you, nothing will happen. That is why Krishna did not tell that to Arjuna at that time. So a great guru will always know कहाँ तक ले जाना है और कहाँ पे हाथ छोड़
this
देना.
one. Touche.
My mentor, she was with me for 2 years, every single week. And one day she said, I think now you're ready to be on your own. And we will not meet from next week. I was like, no, don't do this. What will I do without you? I won't be able to. It felt as if I will not survive without her in my life. I was feeling so dependent on her. But as a mentor, she knew now if I be with her, she will become too much dependent on me. She will not learn to fly on her own. So after that, we never met.
Wow.
Those are the kind of people who know that what to do, how much to do. So when you will be in business, sometimes people will come and they will also complain, even if you do 200 things for them. You as a person should be in a state of equanimity, because you can see from which place this person is operating. Can you be in that state of calm and composure? And of course, so many people, everybody in our community has got results. But जैसे क्लास होती है ना, क्लास में कुछ बच्चे होते हैं जो टॉपर होते हैं, they get results in the like first exam में. So we have some people who have closed their high ticket in the first month of joining us. There's one person who's closed close to 10 lakhs in 60 days with us. There are people who've done 9 lakhs in 50 days with us. So these are the kinds of case studies we have, and every single person is getting result. ये होता है किसी की जर्नी 4 महीने की होती है, किसी को फर्स्ट मंथ से रिजल्ट आ जाते हैं, किसी को 6 महीने में भी मिलती है, और काम जो बिल्कुल नहीं करेगा उसको तो रिजल्ट नहीं मिलेगा. बट जनरली आई एक्चुअली देन से भैया तुम्हें काम नहीं करना है, देन यू आर नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ अ प्रोग्राम. If you don't want to work, even if Krishna comes, nothing will happen in your life. तो आप फिर रहने दो, मत चलो इस जर्नी पे हमारे साथ. But if you want to really be with us, we are there to handle you, but you have to take the steps.
Yeah, execution is the key. Wow, you have literally given a path book. क्या mindset होना चाहिए, क्या features होने चाहिए, क्या emotions होने चाहिए, and then you apply the tactics and tricks. So perfect. Now we can quickly go through our rapid fire round. Okay, questions तो बहुत सारे हैं. I think we definitely need a series of podcast with you. So we'll get back to it. पर अभी एक base set कर देते हैं हमारी audience के लिए, and then we'll soon have you again. So What is now rapid fire means you have to be really fast, one-liners or some words of answer. Okay, so what is your idea of spirituality?
Surrender.
Perfect. First thing you do in the morning.
Gratitude.
Okay, what do you do for self-care?
Lot of self-talk. Beautiful one.
Okay, your biggest accomplishment so far.
Um, knowing how to make myself happy on my own.
Big one. 3 habits that changed your life.
Practicing breath work, being highly spiritual, detachment.
Okay, 3 things you would suggest to the newbie coaches who are just entering the industry.
Enjoy the journey. Play, take it as a game. Be kind to yourself.
Perfect. If you have met yourself 5 years ago, what would you have said?
Don't make it so hard for yourself. You are
Okay.
just perfect the way you are. You don't need to be dependent on others to fill your love cup.
Speaking of love, what is your idea of self-love?
We are infinite. We are love ourselves. We don't know that.
Wow. Books you would suggest to your audience or coaches and healers?
You are the placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Bhagavad Gita.
Best compliment you have ever received?
A lot of them. Actually, I don't keep compliments in my mind. Like I'm so
Yeah,
detached to
detachment.
compliments. Yeah, I'm very detached to compliments.
Okay, 3 personalities that impacted you the most. 3 people, maybe your mentors or celebrities.
My first spiritual mentor, Alka Lal. Uh, Krishna, of course, he is my biggest mentor. And yes, this Russell Brunson's marketing system also impacted me a lot. And I understood the way, what strategies play a big role in coming forward in business.
Okay, if a book was written about your life, uska title kya ho?
Love.
Okay, your key learning of your life so far.
Key learnings, be kind, love yourself. You are enough just the way you are.
Okay, so what is in your heart? What are the things that makes you feel alive?
Knowing that I am the part of that infinite joy, love, and peace, the creator, that itself is enough.
Okay, common mistakes that people make while selling, coaches make while selling.
We get too attached to the results.
Okay, so आपकी रेकी की जर्नी में what are the biggest things that you learned and what exactly would you define Reiki as?
Reiki is all about setting a great, beautiful intention for the other person. And it is all about you dissolving and knowing that you are not doing anything. You're just being a wire, you're just being a channel, you're just being a connecting pod for somebody to heal through the higher self. So you are no one actually in the game. You are only playing the role of a wire to be.
So it goes without saying that you do believe in destiny, right?
Yeah, I feel that there are some karmic packages that we carry. But what can we do about it? Let's say what
Exactly.
happened with us in the previous life, what we did, we didn't know. We don't know, right? And that is why human beings is the only race which is also given free will. So we have a part of us which is called free will, a conscious space of working. And that is only given to human beings. So we, with that free will, have the power to change our destiny also. Let's say I offer you a plate of food. If you don't eat it, that's your free will, right? So you cannot eat the food and be hungry. And you can also eat the food and fill your stomach. That is called free will. So we always have choices. You want to sit and cry for what you did in your past life. or you want to exercise free will, clean up the past packages, and create a new life for yourself.
Amazing. That was exactly the question I was thinking about. Like, how can you mold your own destiny? So you perfectly answered it. Now, being an NLP coach, and you actually have a lot of depth in many of the modalities that you follow. So ऐसी कोई easy technique या कोई एक ऐसा schedule you can tell our people, क्योंकि we know कि हम alpha state में होते हैं right after we wake up or before sleeping. तो उठने के तुरंत बाद के लिए या सोने से पहले के लिए anything that you personally follow or you would suggest the audience कि ये चीजें if you practice you can actually transform your beliefs, क्योंकि ultimately हमको अपना पुराना belief ही change करना.
Yeah, so I think what is the most important thing is to be in that space where you're feeling love and gratitude in your heart at every moment, not just in the morning. क्या होता है ना, when we what happens is we compartmentalize our day. Okay, now compartmentalizing is okay if we are using that compartmentalization to reflect what am I doing in the last 1 hour, what I was doing, how was my energy, was I in gratitude or was I complaining. So people say मैं ना सुबह affirmations करती हूँ, शाम को करती हूँ, भाई नहीं चलता ऐसे. बाकी 99% of the day क्या किया?
True.
What did you do? I did my affirmation. Soon after, I started complaining for my maid, complaining for my boss. This is what I did. So it does not work like that. Shri Ravi Shankar ji says very beautifully, ध्यान करना नहीं है, ध्यान में रहना है. किस चीज के ध्यान में रहना है? कि आपके मन में क्या चल रहा है. Because when you're vibrating in a space of gratitude and love, and you are aware of that, mindful of that, you can create what you want, because electromagnetic vibrations ही तो जा रहे हैं universe में. So what are you radiating the entire day? That is what will bring massive change in your life. So ध्यान में रहना है. आप ध्यान करो मत वो ठीक है कि 15 मिनट बैठ के ध्यान किया, बाकी पूरे दिन क्या चल रहा है. We're going back and being the same old person with the same old beliefs and the same old patterns and the same old way of being. So is anything changing? No. And then these people give up after some time. ये सब बेकार है, ये नहीं होता कुछ भी. So that is why when we are in a journey, this journey is only about our own transformation. Nothing to do with others. There are no others, there are only mirrors. There are only mirrors. So if somebody is triggering you ना आयुषी, किसी के पास गए आप और किसी ने आपको कुछ बोला और आप ट्रिगर हो गए अंदर से, then ask yourself, what is that part of me which is not feeling whole and which needs more love and support from me.
utter depth, like एकदम दिल के तार छेड़ दिया आज तो आपने. बहुत सी चीजें. I would like to give people a disclaimer कि बहुत सारी ऐसी बातें हैं जो बहुत डीप और प्रोफाउंड है, उसको बहुत ध्यान से 2-3 बार सुन के तब वो बैठेगी दिमाग में, तब वो समझ आएगी. एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट. इट वाज रियली लाइक इंटेंस. बहुत सारे हमने फ्लेवर देखे, बट वो रहता ना कि इमोशन का गेम हो गया बिगिनिंग टू एंड. तो वो बहुत कम लोगों के साथ में होता है. So thank you for that. For the last question of the rapid fire and the podcast, what would be your advice to the younger generation, the Gen Zs and Alpha generation?
Yeah, I would say that use your energy. Use your energy for doing what you love. I really appreciate and admire that there's so many ways nowadays to do so many great, brilliant things. And like people like the kids and these Gen Zs are they're so creative already. So I really look up to them to learn from them that, maybe I can explore this way of being a little more creative. So the only thing is that be hopeful and always surrender. Always really understand that there's a power beyond you, which is always going to help you in your journey, provided you are ready to ask for help. So go and ask for help. Go and ask that I need help from someone, and don't feel ashamed in doing that. Right? So that's the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself.
That is so true. And that is a great advice. And Gen Zs and Alphas really do need them. because they are so much in the game of social media and validation that they actually forget asking for help. Amazing. Okay, thank you so much for this amazing conversation, amazing rapid
Thank
fire, and
you.
amazing insights, and giving your valuable time because I know you have a lot to do. But this was a blessing. This was a privilege. So, Jate Jate, how was your experience? Anything else that you want to share from your side to anyone?
I think we already spoke quite a lot, and yeah, I think everything is brilliant. Very, very, very heartful thank you to you that you also took out time and you connected with us, and you're doing a great work. So God bless you for that.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Convo with Ash till the very end. I'm eternally grateful to you. I hope कि आपको मजा आया होगा और बहुत सारे valuable insights भी मिले होंगे. So what are you waiting for? Share them in the comments ताकि बाकी लोग भी उसका फायदा उठा सके. And also let me know कि कौन से ऐसे topics हैं that you want me to cover in my future episodes, and I will bring it to you. Do not forget to share this episode with your friends and dear ones ताकि awareness फैलाई जा सके. Speaking of awareness, if you want to get connected with our amazing guests of today, check out the description and you can get connected with them. Check out my profiles too ताकि आप मुझसे one-on-one connection build कर सके. Also, subscribe to the channel, obviously, because then you will get notified for the future episodes and amazing content of personal development, effective communication, and Ho'oponopono and EFT healing. So keep watching amazing content and amazing episodes on my channel, Evolve with Ayushi. Let's grow and evolve together. Until next episode of Con with Ash, stay tuned and I will bring you amazing stuff as soon and as consistently as I can. Keep showing your love and support because that means the world to me. Until next time, love, namaste.